Hi guys, it's your girl 𝚃𝚤𝚈 back again with another video, and today I'll be talking about Bridgerton for the Let's Talk About It. If you're new here, Let's Talk About It is where I talk about my opinions about a show, what I think about it, what I think about the characters, and what I think about the situations, and so on. If you end up liking this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on your post notifications, and also make sure you comment down below, like, what are your thoughts about the Netflix show Bridgerton? I would love to hear your opinions. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Bit of a background for Bridgerton. It's like Gossip Girl, but just make it 1700. I first want to start off with just my major points about Bridgerton, just overall as a show. So there were opinions about Bridgerton having Black people play the white characters, because this show is actually based on a series of books. If you are a historian, you should understand the history of Black people during this time period that this story is taking place. We were technically supposed to be slaves. If we were going to be historically accurate for this show, I'd rather see my people as social elites than people being treated terribly by a country that doesn't care about them at all and treats them like animals. And you want to know why it's bad that they made the characters Black? Honestly, let us have our time to shine. Thank you very much. On to the next point I want to make about Bridgerton. The casting of Black people. A lot of shows, especially with Netflix, they specifically would like the representation of Black people to be light skinned, which kind of a bit of colorism if you would ask me. And again, it's 2021. You would think maybe we would push to, I don't know, have a girl my color be the front and stage, but as I was watching this show, I couldn't help to realize girls that were dark skinned or not light skinned were used as background characters. They looked gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but I would have loved seeing at least give a supporting, like more than one supporting actress the same color as me. It's Hollywood. That's how I know why it is that. That's just how they cast people. If they want to cast someone that is Black, they would rather have someone that is a lighter of tone, because someone that's a lighter of tone is closer represented to white, which is what I've seen a lot in the show. So it's a problem. I just wish there was more representation of, you know, Black love. You know, it was mostly just, oh, this is an interracial couple, but it was Shonda Rhimes who produced and created the show, I believe, and we all know that woman loves chocolate and vanilla milkshake, but it's whatever. Shonda, you love what you love, girl, but can we just get something different? Because I think you had your time in Scandal. You gave us Olivia, other white guy, then you gave her that one Black guy, and then it just went crazy after that. But yeah, the next point I wanted to make about the show is just based on the writing of the show. Netflix has a common theme of how they write and go about shows. They do this thing called spotty good writing. Let's say they have this technique where they just write out the whole script in one sitting. They go back and then they just choose random spots in the script to have good writing that they go in and edit, and they rewrite it again, do a couple drafts on that one section of the script. Then when they're finalized and done with that, they stamp that in. Doesn't even edit or check or do drafts of the rest of the part of the script. Maybe choose another one if we're lucky. They'll choose another spot of the script that they actually want to put a lot of effort in. I don't know. I feel like with this one, they only chose like 2, but that's just how Netflix goes. It's spotty good writing. It was just very confusing at some points with this show. There was some holes in the script where I was kind of like, why would Hastings say that? I was like, wait, but why would Daphne do that? It was just very spotty to a point where it was like, okay, now it's not making sense at some points. But yeah, it was very lazy. I wish they put more effort in writing the script like they should, but Netflix apparently doesn't want to hire good writing. But it's fine. It's fine. Also, with Bridgerton, I'm beginning to see it was just a common theme for women to use this thing called trap marriage, where Daphne, she literally just trapped Anthony in a marriage that he was not prepared for. And then, Lord and behold, Marina decided to do that too, but with Daphne's brother, I was like, okay, now this is getting insane. I was like, okay, ladies, we actually need to calm down. Just marry the guy you actually love and you actually care about. But again, different time, different place. But now let's get into the points that I've made throughout the show I was watching it. So my first point that I said was when Hastings says Lady Whistledown would see their coupling as him being unavailable and Daphne Bridgerton being desirable. This clearly exemplifies the less of value women were given in this time period. His statement alone just feel like society saying a woman is seen desirable to men when she's in a relationship. You can't just be desirable when she's just simply single. Do y'all think this concept is still true to this day? I feel like there are times in my own experience or from observing this is still true to this day. I don't know what it is. Men did not want you if you were single and you were just a strong, independent woman. I know that sounds insane. They would rather you be a housewife or a maid that, you know, attends to his needs. And if you are married, oh, you just hit the dot. Like, it's just crazy. I was like, what? I'm like, why can't she just be desirable to men because she's herself? The next thing I'll be talking about is Anthony, who is one of the characters in Bridgerton. Listen, Anthony, he is attractive, he is cute, but oh my gosh, can we just say he is the F-boy of the 1700s? Like, he is the epitome of an F-boy, to a point where it's like, oh my gosh. Did he just pop from the 2020? Like, did he just pop from the 2000s? Like, what is this? It was just very annoying to me in the beginning of the show, but then further along, I feel like he got a little bit better. I'll give him his credit. I feel like he got better with protecting Daphne because that is his sister and he is her older brother. So I feel like he got better, but he was just so F-boy-y. Like, I just didn't like it. Also, are we not gonna forget how he really just sold out his sister to Burbrook? He is disgusting. He can go eat a sock. If it wasn't for Hastings, Daphne would have married Burbrook because Daphne knew that was her role, that was her duty as a woman back in the day, is you have to marry the man who is literally 30 years old and go sell your soul. Like, what? And then Nigel Burbrook, he was annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Nigel was low-key giving me, you know, purgatory. Like, he was just not it because he just has the vibe of a perv of of this century, of the 21st century. He is literally the classic, oh, there's this young girl and she looks good. I just want to have sex with her and call it a day without her consent. That's who Burbrook is. And now I want to talk about Eloise, who is Daphne's sister. Now, if you did watch the whole show, which I hope you did, because, you know, I'm really talking just out of the hat with the show. But I low-key thought Eloise would be Lady Whistledown because then she was very, like, into, like, oh my gosh, she was Lady Whistledown and, like, she's just trying to find who she is. I just thought it would be her. But if you think about it, why would it's like the same thing as if there's a criminal and they've done a criminal act and everyone is trying to find the criminal, but they're trying to find the criminal, but they know they're the criminal. It just looks stupid. So I see why Eloise wasn't chose to be Lady Whistledown. There were parts where I really felt like I was Eloise, if I was her in that time period, because like her facial expressions to reactions of different stuff that's happening was hilarious. I remembered the scene where, like, I think it was Daphne just saying, you know what? Forget it, guys. I'm gonna marry Burbrook. I'm just gonna go sell my soul because no guy wants me. All they want me for is just to sit there and look pretty and make babies and marry them and da-da-da-da, and they get money. That's all they want. And Eloise is like nobody else in the carriage is like, oh yeah, Daphne, like, don't do that, girl. Like, self-love, girl. Eloise is like, are y'all stupid? Why you ain't gonna tell the girl? No, don't do that, girl. I was like, wow, this family really does suck. There were times where Eloise really was obviously jealous of Daphne. And I mean, I get it, like, especially from a sister's point of view, I get it. Daphne can't help that she's just the baddest of them all, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Now that we're talking about Daphne, can we just say, she is literally the daughter of Kate Winslet. Like, do you see the truth in the message? She looks like Kate Winslet. If the Titanic followed Rose when she was a little girl, She would be the perfect person for like if Rose was like a teenager. Like I was like, wow, she looks just like Rose. It was so funny. I was like, wow, it's Kate Winslet's daughter. Like, oh my gosh. She's so pretty and I love her style. Like the baby doll dresses, it was really cute. Her hair looked cute all the time. I was like, wow, I get why girls are jealous of you because you just look great all the time. Like, I'm sorry. But yeah, Daphne always looked good. Even when she was like, oh my gosh, I hate everybody. Hastings, you can go eat a stop, bro. But she was like, I'm gonna look good though. I said, okay, period. Now on to Hastings, man of the hour. We all know him, we all seen him. Let me just tell you something about Simon Hastings. He looked good. Even though there were times where I was like, yo, Simon, you're kind of weird. Can we talk about how his father is terrible? Like his father is just awful because this man really just first of all, let's just name all the terrible things his father's done. Number one, he let his mother die on the literally on her birth bed. And then number two, he made fun of Hastings because he had a little stammer. Like, I'm sorry that your child can't just live up to your impossible standard. The fact that this man really he just said, oh my gosh, I want the freaking Hastings heir or like line of royalty, whatever the heck you call that, to end with you. I don't want you to have kids. I don't want anybody to have your name. I don't want you to have any control over what I had control over. You don't deserve it. I'd rather have you end this heir than you be my son or something like that. He just said something so messed up like that. I was like, wow. So when his father died and Hastings was like, I ain't gonna have no kids, bro. Ain't gonna be no heir, bro, when I'm off this earth, when you off this earth, man. That's what you get. What you gotta say? His dad will be like, you ain't got nothing to say, period. That's why I was kind of like, his dad needed some soul searching because he was just awful. And then, oh my gosh, don't get me started on the letters. The time that Simon took time to write a letter to his father and his father said, nah, I ain't gonna read it. Nah, I ain't gonna read it. I don't want that. I'd rather not have that child as my child since he don't know how to speak without stuttering a little bit. Well, I'm like, excuse me, King George something, he was able to speak in front of 1,000 people with the stammer and still be like one of the greatest king's speeches ever. So like, you could shut up. And it's sad because I feel like from what I've learned in college in my LBST classes that we like looked back on like history with learning disabilities or like just history in general during that time, kids that had disabilities like that was realistic. Like kids would literally get taunted for having a stammer and having a learning disability. Like that sucks that it, you know, kind of still happens now. Like I know I still get picked on for how I talk, but that gotta cut out, bro. People are gonna have their issues of how they talk, but that don't mean that that don't mean that's your chance to just be like, you're over here talking. I'm like, well, I'm talking. Shut up. Next, since we're on Hastings, let's talk about like how toxic Daphne and Hastings' relationship was. I just don't know. I really feel like I missed something. Here's what I'm talking. The good spotting writing, Netflix. I don't understand how you do this. I really don't. Cause okay, let's rewind real quick, okay? So the part when they were starting to become friends, right? They're talking, yamming. They already agreed beforehand, hey, this is fake. I don't like you, but I like you. Okay, this is a simple plot. They're gonna fall in love anyways. They're gonna get married, and then everything's gonna be okay. Netflix said no. Instead of a good spot writing, we're gonna give you bad conflict writing. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I feel like this happened in the middle of the show. They said, Simon breaks up with Daphne. Simon just has a freaking midlife crisis. Let's just have Simon say, oh my gosh, Daphne, I don't wanna be with you anymore. I don't wanna talk to you anymore. I don't wanna be friends with you, man. Like, it's off. I kid you not, when he literally just said, Daphne, like, no, we're not friends, bro. And he made her cry and all that. I was like, what did I miss? How did you come to this conclusion? I was like, and there was no reasoning he gave. There's no like conversation he had with someone before that made him think, oh yeah, I can't be with Daphne fake no more anymore. It's over. Like, there was nothing. So I was just like, this makes no sense. Bad conflict spotting. Netflix. Grr.